Hare Krishna. Good morning, everyone. I'll just go ahead and start with the prayer. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Sopadantikam. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So these 6 days, now when we have completed the book, The Living Name by His Holiness Sachinandana Swami Maharaj, right now what we are doing is we are doing chapter summaries. So we already did the chapter 1, which was chanting in Yojana, the alignment of the body, mind, and heart. And then yesterday was chapter 2, chanting in relationship, Sambandha. That's what we completed. And today, chapter 3 summary is chanting in the seva mood, right? In the chanting with the intention to serve. That's what the focus is on this chapter 3. So some of the important points gathered from this specific chapter is that the holy name is a person. So that's the first, I guess, the basic foundational thing that we all need to remember, that the holy name is a person. One of the most important realizations for someone on the spiritual path is that the absolute truth is not a it, but a he. This he, the Lord, is a lovable person with features, desires, and preferences. So our first introduction to Krishna and tangible connection to him is through the holy name. So we just need to know that, right? And then there is a lot of references given from our acharyas and, various references given about how the holy name is a person, and the description is given. One of the where even my Guru Maharaj will always quote in his holy name retreats and things like that is this one from Srila Rupa Goswami, Sri Namashtaka, the 8 prayers glorifying the holy name. In there it says, "O Harinam, the tips of the toes of your lotus feet are constantly being worshipped by the glowing radiance emanating from the string of gems known as the Upanishads, the crown jewel of all the Vedas. You're eternally adored by liberated souls such as Narada and Sukadeva. O Harinam, I take complete shelter of you." So even with this reference, you can say that the tips of the toes. So unless holy name is a person, there cannot be reference to the tips of the toes, so even that is being adored by the different Vedas, by Narada and everybody. So that's the position of the holy name. Now we understand holy name is a person, we can establish the fact. But what's our qualification? The material tongue that we have cannot even chant. However, the holy name is just so merciful that he descends from the spiritual realm to enter into the heart of the conditioned soul and arise onto the tongue. So Srila Prabhupada emphasizes that we can chant the real holy name only when we try to serve Krishna. Now, this point is again very often quoted verse from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Atha Shri Krishna Namadi na bhaved gram indriyat sevan mukhehi jivado swayam eva spurati yada. Material senses cannot appreciate Krishna's holy name, form, qualities, and pastimes. When a conditioned soul is awakened to Krishna consciousness and renders service by using his tongue to chant the Lord's holy names and taste the remnants of the Lord's food, the tongue is purified and one gradually comes to understand who Krishna really is. So this is quoted in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Okay, so we understand now we are not qualified, but then what do? We turn towards Krishna. So we are a face turning towards Krishna. So there is some self-reflection needed here, right? that the first and most important service to Krishna is using our time and attention in the service of the holy name. Gradually, one after another, all other services can be infused with Nama Seva. But we have to pause here and think that, do we have that active relationship with Krishna right now? Who is really the most important person in our lives? Is it really Krishna, or is it just ourselves? Like, if we are putting ourselves, and which is true, we are always in the center right now. However, it is so important that when we serve towards Krishna, we need to put him in the center and truly chant for his pleasure. And that is chanting with devotional attachment. So that's how we can gradually develop that service mood and that attraction towards Krishna. And then the examples are given here that the holy name is really transcendental, and we are not there yet. We don't understand. We cannot relate to it because it is really transcendental. However, wherever we are still going to be trying the best what we can. And then, yeah, we can never understand the Lord. But our only hope is to say that the moon will somehow show and come down to us, so we just keep trying. Then Maharaj goes on to explain about the importance of relationship and the importance of service in relationship. So isn't that very true that even in this worldly affairs too, right? Every time when we have relationship with others, service is the foundational common factor, correct? Like in our family, at our work and everything, all our relationships, service is the common underlying factor. So the intention to serve with the heartbeat is, that's the main thing, right? The intention. Everything starts with desire. So when we sit down to chant the holy name in Japa or Kirtana, we must really desire to serve. And that is the original identity, Swarupa of all Jivas. So when we have that intention to serve, it is really going to be helping with that too. Then Maharaj goes on to explain about the relationship, when we have that blazing relationship, and when a soul really comes to that mature position, and when they go back to Goloka, it is like completely blazing with that relationship to serve. And even the relationship that exists in Goloka is like, I mean, something again unfathomable. We cannot even, inconceivable. We cannot even imagine what it would be like. But that whole relationship that exists is completely different. And Maharaj also compares between Vaikuntha, the relationship, versus Goloka Vrindavan, how the relationships are. Then the other important topic that comes about is also that seva cannot exist without love. I think we hear about this over and over again, right? Even yesterday is when we talked about the relationship, in chanting with the relationship. It is so important that we cannot serve somebody if we don't have that love. It is just going to be external. So that's the important factor, that we have to have that loving relationship. And Krishna is attracted and even controlled by devotional service. But again, the love of his pure devotees, he's conquered by that love. So that's the important thing too, that when we keep building this relationship and when we have that love, we are able to really serve the Lord very nicely. And that's the chanting with love, right? So that goes on. And then Maharaj also explains about the empty medicine capsules. Like, externally, you can be doing anything, but that doesn't help. It really needs to have the medicine in it, right? Otherwise, empty capsules, if you take it, you will not see the difference. So like that, our chanting has to be with the heart, with full concentration, with the correct desire, with that loving relationship. And that's how we will be able to really have that relationship with the Krishna. And he will also, Krishna is also going to reciprocate at that point. And then we will have that mutual relationship. So the chapters give you also the description about how even if it is an ungraspable name, like we said, with all of this trial and everything, we continue to chant. And how couple examples given is how the miraculous name descends. We saw the example of King Bharata's lives, and then Gajedra the elephant, about how Krishna comes to rescue. Now with that, let's just move on to this exercise. I picked the first one, the hidden secrets of bhakti. What does it mean to chant in the mood of service? We need to be aware that the holy name is the object of our service, Sri Krishna himself. And second, our chanting is itself the devotional service. And putting the two together, we can orient ourselves like this. Our chanting is devotional service meant to please Krishna. Our object of service, who is non-different from his name, thus Nama Seva is Krishna Seva. So now with that, let's move on to chanting here. So everybody can just sit tall with spine erect all this time, like we learned in Yojana. And then with eyes closed, take a few deep breaths, bringing your awareness to each inhale and exhale. Then bring your consciousness to your heart and make a connection to the Lord who waits for you there. Think to yourself, Krishna is my close friend. He is my only protector and maintainer. He has descended in his form of the holy name just to give me shelter. Offer your practice of chanting to Krishna as a loving service meant to please him. My dear Lord Krishna, I wish to offer my chanting to you for your pleasure. Please accept me as your servant. And now we can start chanting. Whenever your mind begins to wander, gently bring it back to the understanding Krishna is my close friend. Suradam Sarvabhutanam, my object of love. I offer my chanting in loving service to you. So with that mood, we can